Hello and welcome to Sky Sports Fantasy Football Bite Size with me, Dan Cox. Hi, thanks for joining me again. If you are here, please give the video a like, click subscribe, all that stuff. I really do appreciate everything like that. So thanks again for that. Thanks for everyone's messages as well. I've had COVID, been proper ill, but I'm on the mend now. Getting there now. Just can't taste anything now, which is pretty weird. So yeah, over the worst of that, I'm back and we're ready to go. Just thought I'd go through my team from last week again. Clean sheet for Martinez, even though he did try to take Callum Wilson's head off. Joke that was, wasn't it? Still got his yellow card for that because it's a dangerous play. But clean sheet, can't complain. Dunk, clean sheet again. Diaz, clean sheet, assists, passing, lovely. Soyuncu, terrible that was on Monday. Surprised he got 2 points. Did get past no. Tassimicus, what a pick he's been. I don't know if he'll play this weekend against Chelsea. He's done enough in the 2 games and the points he's got, so I'm happy regardless with that. Ndidi, Højbjerg, disappointing picks really. Did think at the start going for these sort of bonus players, it was sort of slow and steady stream of points, which they haven't been. And then probably highlights it more, but like Ben Rama or someone, the amount of points he's got, you think, if I'd had him or Tielemans over those two, been even higher. So just disappointing, really. I don't think I'm going to go the way of bonus players after the overhaul. I think Ben Rama's such a good price, and even Rafinha, he's not a lot of money. I think you're probably better off just going for something like that. But we'll get into that more maybe next time and the overhaul picks and stuff like that. Salah disappointing on Saturday against Burnley. Bruno Fernandes disappointing on Sunday against Saints. Tony, he got shot bonus, I suppose, is something, but if it hadn't been for that Friday night game, we probably wouldn't have picked him anyway. So there you go. And Antonio, unbelievable. Can you believe it? So 72 points if you'd have captained him in both games, and 42 points on Monday. Just unbelievable. Man of the match again, second man of the match. He's just been unreal. Do you know what I mean? I know his injury record and stuff. The problem I have is I don't think I'm going to pick him after the overhaul, but he's such a good price. But are there more the game's going to catch up with him and stuff? But do you know what I mean? It does seem mad to not be considering him. Maybe I might have to have a rethink. But then with all the other players, Kane now staying at Spurs, Salah, Lukaku, there's so many options. Such a shame they moved him from midfielder, which I know they had to really, but that's a shame. But anyway, that was an alright week. Did okay. Still sitting in the top 300 with one of my teams. This team, not so high. I think that's about 3,000th, but steady enough start. And I always said the season starts from the overhaul for me, so that's when it really begins. Quickly go over the fixtures for this weekend. Only 2 days to get through before the overhaul. Saturday, there's all the fixtures there. Antonio again, probably thinks one of the best choices at home to Palace. Can he keep up his scoring and that 3 goals, in the first 2 games, 2 men of the matches? He's been unreal. So yeah, wouldn't bet against him. Man City v Arsenal, you'd have to fancy City for a clean sheet. So Diaz, at least you get to see the lineup. So if you have got Amares in your team or Gundogan, possibly. Norwich Leicester, if you brought in Vardy on Monday night, then there's another chance for him to do something. Probably good for a clean sheet as well, Leicester, to be honest. So against Soyuncu, passing bonus. Newcastle, Southampton, no. Brighton, Everton. That's no one from me for that game. Villa v Brentford, if you got a Danny Ings, he could be a good shout. I fancy Tony to get a goal. Would be nice before we get rid of him. And then Liverpool, Chelsea, the late kick-off. I hate captaining players in games like that. Salah, yes, is in my team, but I don't think so. I think I'll be going for Antonio just while I've got him, make the most of him. So I think that'll be him for Saturday. But I think a lot of people might be going for Diaz as well, Man City player. But for me, Antonio. On to Sunday. So initially it would have been Kane last week, but with everything that's been going on. But now again thinking Kane v Watford, Oh, do you know what I mean? Like that. It is a great time to make a move. You know, you get to see if he starts. I think he'll get a goal or two. It's just you've got to weigh up whether you think it's worth a move. If you go Salah to Kane, you really want him to get a couple of goals, because anything other than that is a bit of a waste, really. You know, you're going to use a transfer. You're going to want a good sort of 15, 20 points in. So if you're confident he's going to get a goal or two, yes, could make the move. Me, sitting here now on a Thursday, I don't think I'll make the move. But, you know, there's no right or wrong. If you think he's going to get a goal or two, then bring him in. If not, and you don't want to use them transfers, yes, you probably could use it better for a 3-for-1 later rather than just getting one game. The other thing you have is Bruno Fernandes will probably be a very popular captain, so could just go with that against Wolves and, you know, sort of not worry about the Kane goal or two. So I don't think I'm going to do it, but I'm not saying it's not a bad move to make. Move on to some questions here. FPL half was all set on no transfers until the overhaul, but I'm worried about Barnes. Should I look at moving him on? Rest of the team is fine for one more week. Salah could be moved on for Kane after Saturday game. But I'd probably just leave Barnes in. Is it worth it for a game? I'd just leave him in. And just said about Kane, if you think he's going to get a goal or two, then it could be worth it. If not, just sit on your hands, save the transfer. I did think the same about Lukaku last week. I just knew he was going to score against Arsenal. But then I know they've got Liverpool then on Saturday. But that was one of the moves, was just like, I knew he was going to score. And you could have got 24 points or whatever. I think you got 12 points. So you think, oh yeah, could have made that move. But there you go. Johnny Belfast doing really well. Again, he's saying about with the news that Harry Kane is staying with Spurs, are you tempted by moving Salah onto him on Sunday? Liable to score a hat-trick now with the fans up for it and probably behind him all game. Yeah, if you think he's going to get a hat-trick, I'd say it's definitely worth the move, but just got to weigh everything up. He has only played 20 minutes last week. I really don't know. I think a lot of people won't do it. Just save the transfer and see how he gets on, and yeah, he'll be one for your overhaul team. Let's move on to some more questions. Tom Ripley, how many game weeks can you realistically plan for? He says pre-overhaul, but he means post-overhaul. I will look as far as the TV fixtures go. So till the end of October, I'll go through all of those and see who I'm going to have as captain, what moves I can make. Once you start going through the days, that's quite easy to pick a team. So that's what I do. So I'll plan it to the end of October, but obviously you have a plan B, a plan C, and just rough ideas. Hacking, is Mason Greenwood a viable option? Similar price to Antonio and Wilson, and looking to be United's main striker. Got to admit, he's not on my short list because he's down as a striker. Salah, Kane, Lukaku, Calvert-Lewin, Ings. There's so many Antonio. There's so many strikers. I just can't give up a spot to Mason Greenwood. He is banging the goals in and they have a few single captains. Well, then again, you've got Bruno Fernandes. I don't think so. I think probably Fernandes negates him as an option, really. If you want him, go for him. But for me, I don't think I'm looking at him at the moment. John O'Donnell, alternatives to Martinez, as he doesn't look as worth the price as he did last season. I still think it's early days with him. Martinez, he was so good last season. I know he had a bit of a mad moment on Saturday, but he did keep a clean sheet. Villa's first game, bit of an off day. I still think he's going to be an alright pick. He's a good price. 7.2 million. I think he's just a season. Bung him in, you ain't got to worry about him all season, just leave him in. So I think he's still a good shout. Yankees, which player will you be leaving out of your overhaul team for Bruno, Salah, Lukaku and Grealish? It's going to be hard work fitting them all in unless you go for cheap defender enablers. Yeah, that's at least the overhaul, we're going to see some different teams because you're not having all of them in there, and he's not even listed Kane there. So Bruno, Salah, Lukaku, Kane, Van Dijk, Diaz, Trent, you can't have them all. So I am quite looking forward to seeing the amount of different teams from the overhaul. So it should be some good stuff. We've got some more questions, but I haven't loaded everything up onto the screen because I had quite a few. So Martin Brown says, why do you think the number of teams in the Sky Leagues are so low this season? By his reckoning, the Soccer Saturday and Sky Sports are down by about 50%. Well, the actual numbers for Sky FF stuff had a look. I think it was 270,000 teams. Last season there was like 400,000, so it's down quite a lot. Don't really know the reason for it. Really, I suppose Sky isn't like Sun Dream Team or FPL. You know, if you don't put the work in, you aren't going to have a good finish. So maybe a lot of people who aren't as engaged as us, who watch things like this and think about it all the time, maybe they sort of realise that they can't be bothered. I don't know, really. It is still early days. Maybe they might still be entering into these leagues, but the numbers are down. So yeah, I don't really know, really. Makes it easier for us, doesn't it, to get a good finish the less players there are. So yeah, I don't know, really. Had a question off Shane White. Arsenal player in from the off as they have a decent run, or transfer in for their double single game days? If so, who? Oh, that's a nightmare, isn't it? I know Aubameyang scored a hat-trick last night, so maybe one to consider. I know they hadn't started well, but they'd had tough games, but I don't know, that is tricky. I don't think I want an Arsenal player on the team long term. I think that'll be a hop on, hop off for them games, and hope that we get some goals. Like I know we had it last season where you could bring in like Rob Holden. He got 2 clean sheets, passing bonus, 40 points over the 2 games, and then move him on. Is anyone going to do that, like a Ben White or anyone this season? I don't know. Aubameyang's always that sort of a risk that you could get a couple of goals. The alternative is you bring him in, he don't do anything for 2 games, then you got to move him back out again. So I don't know as yet. An Arsenal player does look like you're going to need one, especially for 2 games. So let's have a bit of a think for that, really. Jazzy said the Palace Brighton game skip. It's not a question, she's just giving you a warning. Yeah, that always is a single game day, Palace Brighton, and this always seems to be a waste. I've had Van Aanholt before who's done nothing or conceded late goals. I think I even had someone from Brighton last season, maybe Dunk, and Palace scored with only touch in the box, and it's a terrible, it's a horrible single game day. Fantasy football face off. Last season, a lot of the top Sky players started badly and clawed it back. This season, everyone is smashing it. Why is everyone doing so well this year, and what does it mean going forward? Will it make the game more template? Like we said, I don't know if it will be too template because of the amount of good options there are. I think there are going to be a lot of different teams. And yeah, most people I know did start pretty badly last season, so it's nice that we've had some good points in the first couple of weeks, so hopefully that continues. If you haven't joined the Bitesize Mini League, you still can. Winner will receive a standard membership to Fantasy Football Hub and a Premier League shirt of your choice. The pin to join is 9825902. If you could subscribe to the channel as well, please, that'd be great. Talking of the league, there's the table. Johnny Kerr, first and second. Bit greedy in it. Couldn't just have one team up there. He's going to smash it with both of them. But no, seriously, well done. He started off great. Elsie Bishop in third, and Richard Shard in 4th and 5th. So good start there. 280 points. He's setting the pace, Johnny. So yeah, he's doing well. Hope it's been alright. I am just getting back to full fitness and everything after being ill. So if I weren't the best, I'm going to blame it on that. But again, if you are here and tuned in, thanks for tuning in. Please hit like, subscribe. Love to hear your comments. And I'll be back next week. We'll do something about the overhaul. In the meantime, though, have a look at the fixtures. Make yourself a short list. You know, do a bit of homework before we get to that. And then see if what you think is the same as what I think. And we'll smash it from the overhaul. But thanks again for tuning in. And catch you next week.